That would have been weird. It was just somebody else. They took it from the wall and taken it out. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. I love that.
I grew up in Dallas, in Oak Cliff, with parents that really didn't relate well to each other. And my mom was Jewish, and she came from London, England, and my dad was a Church of Christ youth minister. My parents got divorced when I was in 6th grade, and I never had any kind of faith conversations with them at all. So there was really just no talk of Jesus at all in my family. Then I got involved with Young Life, and the guy that was my Young Life leader was he was like a spiritual father to me, and his name is Harold, and he just spent time with me and a group of people that were just kind of searching for something bigger than themselves, and he really loved me with the love of Jesus for a long time. You know, as a freshman in high school at a Young Life camp called Windy Gap in North Carolina, that's where I asked Jesus into my heart, but it didn't, it was in name, and I did feel the Spirit, and I was sincere about it, but it didn't make a big difference in my life. Made not great choices in college and was seeking to kind of fill a hole there, and not knowing how to fill it with God, I just filled it with, making bad choices and promiscuity and drinking and partying and debauchery, basically. Then I got my degree in teaching, and I came back to Dallas and immediately started going to church, and really started walking with the Lord then. And I met you at that point.
At a singles retreat, and it's, kind of a cool story in that I just saw her and became enamored. She was pretty cute. Still is. Anyway, fell in love.
Then once I met you, we got involved in community that people that love Jesus and were kind of seeking to know him better, which that was all new to me and really cool and fun and hard. The intimacy was really hard for me because I hadn't had that before. And I think, being a teacher at Trinity, it's been really sweet to see these kids that I know have made a profession of faith. Like, they may have even done it with me in 3rd grade, and then I see them go way off, just wild and crazy, and it's good to see them come back around to the Lord. God's not finished with me yet, and I'm 50, and I know that he's not finished with the 16-year-old that's making bad choices, or the 18-year-old, or whatever. Jesus is the most important thing to me, and I don't always live that way. Like, I don't know if you are watching me from the outside that you would know that, but that certainly is my goal.
I also grew up in Dallas, and in a non-Christian family, and I became a believer when I was 15, and it was through a series of events. We actually were a Methodist family. We went to the Methodist church on occasion, 7 or 8, 9 years old, and then we began to ride horses. My dad got involved in horseback riding, and I got involved as well too. The process of that involved us riding all day and even into Sunday morning, so we kind of skipped out on church for a good period of my early childhood. And then I ran into a guy named Ron Thompson, who was not the coolest guy in the world, but he had gone to the church that I had attended, the Methodist church in town, and he just kind of made a comment, "Hey, didn't you used to go to that church? And I'm going, and a bunch of us are going, so I want you to go." And I said, "Sure, and I'll be there," but I never went. And this went on for about 3 months, just over and over and over again. And finally, he came to class in junior high with a written out contract that basically said, I, Guy Chandler, will agree to go to church on Sunday, that kind of stuff. So I said, man, if you'll just quit bothering me, I will sign this thing. So I ended up signing it, I ended up going, and then I got on the proverbial visitation list. So every Monday after church, the youth pastor or some lay leader and a couple of kids from the youth group would come over Monday night and visit. I would commit to myself, okay, I can't be here, I'm going to be gone on Monday night because these goobers are coming over every Monday night for the rest of my life. There were a couple of times where the doorbell would ring and I would hide because my mom and dad were gone on Monday nights out riding horses. I was kind of an only child because my sister was 7 years older. And she was out of the house. My mom and dad were super busy. My friends, the guys I had grown up with, were off doing different kinds of things, either involved with drugs and alcohol, or girls, or big time sports, or we were just kind of separating. And I had a sense of, I don't know where I'm going, what I'm going to do, or who I'm going to be, and I got really scared. And then I was feeling as time was going on during my junior high years that I was kind of alone and had real no direction. I had always a sense of God when I was growing up. I prayed to God on a few occasions. I knew God existed, but I really didn't know what it meant to have a relationship with God. So on one Monday night, it just hit me, and I said, God, I need you, because I don't know where I'm going and what's going to happen. And about 5 minutes later, the doorbell rang, and these guys came in, and I said, you guys have been bugging me. I said, I want to know what it means to be a Christian. And it was explained to me really clearly for the very first time that all I needed to do was accept the free gift of salvation. And that meant that I was a Christian because of what God had done, sending His Son to die for my sins. And I was really freaked out. Is it that easy? I mean, this is it? And I remember, kind of laughing and crying with these guys, and they were, yeah, this is it, this is it. And I was super excited. This has changed my life. This is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. I also became kind of angry a little bit at my mom and dad because I was thinking in retrospect that why hadn't they told me about it? Why hadn't they shared with me exactly what it meant? I felt I had lost a lot of years of knowing Jesus. They were kind of under the idea that if you were born in America, or that because you'd gone to church, or maybe because you'd been christened as a baby, that meant that you were a Christian. And I was like, that's not the case. That is not the case. So I did a lot to damage a relationship with God over the years. Long story short, did a lot to restore those relationships with my mom and my dad as time went on. God had some things in my life that helped me get directed toward Christian counseling, which is what I do now. After my wife's experience of debauchery, we met and fell in love, and had a great time after that.
God's timing was perfect.
Use the nice word.
God,
reserve the negative
word.
Category word for another question.
Sacrificial, maybe?
Yes. No. That's my, okay, that's good, so you can stop now. Oh, good. Energetic and giving.
Okay.
Joyful, too. Always positive or laughing. Just get a great laugh. What brings value?
And I'd say to know and love God, and to love others. And to love others, I feel like the way to love others is by sharing Jesus with them.
And to love others is really to love God. To know God is our purpose. We were created